Guys, every woman wants you to say no sometimes. The most attractive man is one who's able to say no and have boundaries, which means sometimes your girl's gonna say, hey, I wanna do this, or I wanna do this with you, and you're gonna say no because of XYZ. You give a reason. You have a reason. You're allowed to say no. In fact, any woman wants you to say no sometimes. Why? Because it gives them the sense that you're invested. It gives them the sense that you have direction, that you have wisdom, that you're strong, that you're capable, that you know that you're the leader. This is what women want, okay? If you just say no sometimes to certain things that they want to do, and you say, I want to do this instead, or this isn't good for you, or it's not good for us, whatever it might be, you're going to end up having that woman by your side forever because she's going to know, okay, I'm with a strong man. So say no sometimes. Keep in mind that you don't have to be nonchalant about everything, and you're allowed to lead in a way that you see fit.
If you book me a flight and fly me out, I'm going to be naked on the plane. The flight attendant going to be all like, oh my God, why are you taking off your clothes? Are you okay? Are you hot? Yes, and ready.
I like your content, but I don't understand why you tell women to baby their husbands. What do you mean? Speaking softly, using a certain tone of voice, encouraging words. You're basically just telling us to treat him like a child. You're confused. How? Babying and gentleness are two completely different things. What's the difference? Gentleness is a character trait that you obtain. It involves compassion and patience. So when it comes out through your speech, people see it as respectful, especially your man. Okay, I'm following. Babying is just a bad habit that comes from a belief that they're not capable. So you excessively protect and belittle them through your communication. I see. And he probably sees that as disrespectful. Yes, because babying someone can also sound like a sharp and authoritative tone, and that only works if you want to start a fight. So you're saying I can be more in control of how often we fight if I learn how to be gentle? That's exactly what I'm saying. But I can't change that overnight. My past has made me who I am. You're right, you can't change overnight, but you can learn how to be gentle. It's one of the most rewarding parts of being feminine. Well, I'm willing to learn, I just don't know where to start. Start with my Feminine Reset course. It teaches you how to embrace your original feminine design and ditch all of those ugly, bad, negative habits and beliefs that you don't need anymore. Click the link in my bio for access.
You're being passive aggressive, and men can pick up on that. I know a lot of modern women probably think that men are pretty stupid and they don't read signs and cues, but they actually do. And they read them as disrespect, right? When you speak to men in a certain way, you're not being combative. You're not being problematic and confrontational. You don't have to speak, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? Yeah. You have to do that. But the way a lot of modern women speak today, hey, you need to do this and now. And if you ain't the man for me, then you need to get out this house. A man that knows me and loves me, they would have been done this already. Oh, okay. All right, well, go do it yourself. Why did that not work? Because you're being confrontational. And I'm letting you off the hook because you're a woman. But if it were me and some other dudes, that wouldn't go over well. And that's what men be trying to tell you. Y'all be confrontational for no reason and don't know that that's actually not what you should be doing.
You're really not gonna sign a prenup?
No, I'm not signing no prenup. What you got is what I got.
Okay, but I don't understand, why would you not want to sign? Basically, our love is real.
Your money is my money. Simple as that.
Okay, why are we going straight to the money? It don't have any. All I'm doing is my lawyers are telling me that I have to protect myself, and it's not from you, but it's just
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Everything that you bring in the house, is mine too.
Nah, because I mean, what did you come with? What did you come with that you deserve to think you just don't like? Like, this is for our own protection. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care what you say. It's my money too. Simple as that.
But see, the lawyer said that's what you was gonna do though. They were saying you was not.
No, he didn't.
So what's the point of you not signing the prenup though?
The money that you bring home is mine too. Simple as that. End the conversation.
That's crazy. So I guess there ain't gonna be no wedding.
That's right. It's gonna be a wedding.
Oh, really?
Why does society push this narrative that men should protect and provide?
I'd have to say just because of how it was way back in the day when we first started. Men were usually the bigger, stronger ones, usually had to protect the women.
Because men are bigger, stronger, and faster. You know, women are smaller and weaker than we are, so it's only natural that we provide and protect for them.
it's not possible to keep those same gender roles. You know, I think that women have to step up more in a way that they didn't have to before, just to make sure they can survive. It's expensive to live in this world today, and I think men and women have to pull the same weight, in my personal opinion.
If men should protect because they're physically stronger, should people with darker skin be required to work outdoors because they tolerate sun better, or would that sound crazy?
That would sound crazy, but I love the analogy there. But yeah, that would sound crazy, just like to your point. It does sound crazy.
I don't personally believe that men should like be enforced to like protect, and that should be like kind of even on both to protect each other if you're in a relationship with somebody, but that's a fair point.
Okay, is it actually true that a guy treats you how he wants to be treated first, and then he starts treating you how you've been treating him?
Can you imagine not getting any D for almost 2 whole decades as a 39-year-old woman? Yeah, let's talk about it. It's no...
Okay, first of all, I know there has been a lot of conversation about incels, about the loneliness epidemic among men, and this whole belief that men are just basically crying in the corner by themselves because they're lonely.
I am married to a blue-collar man. I was having a conversation with one of his ex-coworkers while we were at the annual Christmas party this year. We got to talking about how the ways to make my husband smile while he's at work is tell him that he gets to go home early. A lot of people are probably going to be like, well, obviously, everybody's going to smile if they're able to leave work and go home. But the thing is, a lot of people don't like going home because it's chaos at home. It's a battlefield at home. And that made me pause, and I looked right at him and I said, really? And he goes, oh yeah. One way to make Zach smile is tell him that he gets to go home early. That man loves going home. Out of anything in the world, he loves going home. And as a wife, that's the biggest compliment, because he wants to be home. So think about that for a second. If your husband is excited to come home to you, that's a big deal. That means you are peaceful. You make him feel safe. Home is not a battlefield. He wants to be there. And yeah, this doesn't go just for blue collar men, but it's just the fact that my husband is in the trades. That's why I say that so often. And a lot of people are like, well, this talks about all men. I know that. Most of the time, the things that I talk about can qualify for most men. But be a peaceful woman that your husband wants to come home to. That's the biggest compliment you can ever have as a wife.
Who puts more effort into forming relationships, men or women?
Probably women, because I don't know, there's something deep down inside of us. We all want that like perfect relationship. We try to have all these high expectations, which usually don't go the right way, but we do try.
Men are generally the ones that have to take the first step. So men has to accept the fact that he must be vulnerable to get the attention of a woman that he is interested in.
Who puts more effort into ending relationships?
Women as well.
Probably women. I mean, I feel like they put more effort into keeping the relationship there and trying, and then when there's nothing left, they self-sabotage and they sabotage the relationship.
This is why you should never worry about who she is texting on her phone. Peace does not come from control. It comes from unshakable confidence. Set boundaries, absolutely, but never be afraid to leave the door wide open. She is free to walk away whenever she chooses to, and that freedom is what keeps the genuine love there. When she sees that you are not terrified of losing her, that quiet strength alone will make her fight to stay and earn you. You can ask to see her phone anytime, but do not hover, don't snoop, and don't beg for passwords like your life depends on it, because trust that needs constant evidence is not trust. That is fear pretending to be secure. If your peace of mind depends on what she does when you're not looking, you are not in love, my friend. You are just anxious, wearing affection like a disguise. Her loyalty is not proof of your value. Your worth doesn't rise or fall depending on who notices it and who turns away. You can lock down her body, sure, but you can never cage her heart. Any love that only stays because it's trapped was also never love in the first place. It is far better to trust her and risk being wrong than to control her and be right. Freedom uncovers the truth faster than any amount of fear ever could. If she ever starts seeking attention or validation somewhere else, don't beg, don't chase, just let her go with calmness in your chest, because real love should never feel like constant surveillance. And if she does leave one day, smile, hold the door open, and thank her for the reminder. True trust does not need to be defended because it stands on its own, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
A relationship truly only works when a woman settles for a man that she considers mid.
That would be, of course, mid women settling for mid men.
I used to talk so much about girls who settled, and now I hope to become one.
She used to reach out of her league, and now she is aging, so she hopes to grab somebody on the way down.
Because when a woman does the opposite and falls in real love with someone she's attracted to and who's at her level, it's a disaster.
Here's where she gets confused. Attracted to and at her level are not the same thing unless you're up here. It's a disaster because you're going out of your league and he doesn't really want you.
That's when the power dynamic and balance gets thrown off kilter because the man doesn't hold her on a pedestal.
Yes, we all know that putting her on a pedestal is the best way to get what you want. Women love men who are below them.
So she never has the upper hand.
Exactly, because this is what you do when you have the upper hand.
And that makes her feel crazy, delulu, out of control.
Yes, Michael Sartain told me yesterday that's called dread. I was on his podcast, I'm Going Places.
Because what we're supposed to do as women is just like being receptive.
So now she's mocking the idea of respecting the man that she chose, which is a pretty good idea as long as he treats you well.
Like allow him to pursue us and chase us, like even in a long-term relationship. If you're with a man you're not even really that attracted to, you're gonna do that naturally because you don't give a
So if you're with a guy on your level, he's gonna be chasing you all the time because you're not really attracted to him. Look how mad she is.
But if you're in love, you give so many
Yes, if you're in love, then you definitely do give a lot of those.
These couples you know that have made it work and are together in our modern society have followed this formula.
Remember, she's saying nothing wrong. She is spot on about how to solve the problem. It's just from the female perspective.
Nice guy who the woman isn't attracted to and who she never considered being with finally wore her the down until she said, ugh, fine, I guess. Because the attractive ones are putting me into a crazy, anxious cycle. And now that woman is bored and sexually unfulfilled, but she's secure. At least she has that. Emotional security. The most important element for a woman to have to ensure success in a romantic partnership.
If you listen to women, they will tell you everything that I tell you. All these women are only attracted to these men. And so these women have to choose between being used and discarded or being sexually unfulfilled. There's the fun choice and the smart choice, and there's nothing anyone can do about it because there's not enough of these men to go around. This is one of the main points that I'm making. Women here need to stop believing that they are here because these guys are not going to marry you. They're going to put you here, and then you're going to be sad. And when you come to these guys later in life, they're going to say, well, where the hell have you been for the last 20 years? And then everyone's sad. Again, this woman has the right idea. The only thing she said wrong was that these guys were on her level. Your level is the guys who will put you on the pedestal.
If you want black men to stand up for you, advocate for you, protect you in the public and in the private, then y'all gonna have to start caring about them a little bit more. Because too many black women say, where the good black man at? But don't actually give a damn about a black man unless they're useful. Y'all mock their pain. Y'all laugh at their struggle. Y'all calling them broke without even acknowledging the system that broke them. Let's be honest. We protest for everybody. We cry for everybody. We show up for everybody. But when black men are dying incarcerated, struggling mentally, getting dragged through the media, is silence. You can't scream black love while publicly disrespecting black men. You can't demand protection from somebody you don't even see as human. And before somebody say men don't even protect us anyway, ask yourself, why would anyone fight for a community that only values them when danger shows up? If you want black men to show up, maybe start standing with them instead of standing on them.
I appreciate you saying all that, but you don't even have to go that far down. You don't even have to take it there. Just be nice. Be respectful. Act like you actually like me. Man, y'all don't be doing anything for anybody. Y'all don't want to do any birthdays. Y'all don't want to do any catering. Nothing. It's always when a man asks for something, he's sassy. He down low. Always. Just act like you like me. Good grief.
Wow, but it's also the society's fault. They're always showing and displaying that men are bad. They're always showing that men are the only cheaters, the only abusers, the only rapists, the only one that's causing emotional damage. So of course, when you grow up in this society, you're going to automatically assume that men are no good. We need to start sharing more of men who do good because they are always unseen. What do you guys think about this?
You must got money. You treating me to breakfast today, right?
Babe, stop playing with me.
What?
Why would I be treating you?
She forgot his birthday, yet she's still forcing him to do things her way. Now he just sits there, frustrated to the point of speechlessness, wondering why the person he loves most could treat him like this.
Because I'm your queen.
Yeah, but today's my day.
Why do you keep saying that?
That's crazy. When you forget my birthday?
She never imagined that forgetting his birthday, just for a moment, would make everything fall apart like this. Seeing the hurt in the eyes of the man she loves, she's stunned to realize the thing she took lightly was the one thing that meant the most to him.
Are you serious?
Oh my god, dude.
Wow. Bad as it is, I cut my face and then you forget my birthday.
Babe, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I guess.
Are you upset? I'm so sorry. Happy birthday, babe.
I don't want to hear it now. Everybody else tell me happy birthday. Everybody been going on my phone and...
Baby, I'm so sorry. Give me a kiss.
Oh, it's crazy.
Babe.
Not even a post, nothing.
Baby. Oh my god, I felt like the worst girlfriend ever.
Oh, you should. It's crazy.
A man really just got on this app and said we don't call women losers enough. And I couldn't agree more. So I made a list. Coming in at number 1, we have women who make man-hating content. Just because you can't find a man that you want that wants you back and all the ones you date are bums does not make all men losers. You're the loser because you can't get what you want. Right behind that at number 2, we have women who make de-center men content. They are literally the center of your content. If they didn't exist, neither would your platform. And lastly, for the girlies that actually post, are the ones that make first date content. It's in the same vein, it's all really ridiculous, and you're never going to find a man that is going to take you seriously because all of them are going to see your social media and run, as they should.
Hey, can you take out the trash?
Yes, just give me 2 minutes.
Fine, I'll just do it myself, you lazy piece of shit! You guys get off your—
I almost think there should be a law where men are given a half hour after they get off work so they can have at least a break before you start hounding him on crap. Talking to your man like this is not okay. How about hello? How about how was work? How about can I get you something? Are you okay? Are you hungry? I've got dinner on the stove. You want me to dish you up a plate? Those are the types of things you say to your man when he gets off a hard shift. Men tend to work harder jobs than women. He's gonna be naturally more exhausted after work. So you haven't seen him all day. You're not excited to see him? Like, you're not waiting for him at the door because you want to see him and say hi and give him a hug? Like, I hate how many men can relate to this. Because realistically, no one should ever have to go through something like this. No one should ever have to feel like this. And yet, for some men, this is their daily reality. That they're never even appreciated for the effort or the work that they do in general. He was at work all day making money to give you guys a good life. Where's the appreciation for that?
Now let's flip it because this goes both ways. Arguing with an emotional man is just as pointless. When a man is emotional and reactive, he is not grounded. He's defensive and ego-driven. And once he's there, Logic is gone. You're not talking to his leadership. You're talking to his wounds. He's not listening to understand you. He is listening to protect his pride. And every sentence you say feels like an attack. Every boundary sounds like disrespect, and every truth becomes you're against me. And instead of taking accountability, he deflects, he minimizes, or escalates and reacts even louder. Now, it's not necessarily about resolving anything in that moment. It's about winning, and it's about being right. And this is the truth that women need to hear. The more you push an emotional man, the more unstable he becomes. You don't regulate him by arguing. You don't lead him by explaining, and you do not calm him down by chasing him. You disengage. Silence removes the audience. Distance removes the fuel that you're adding to the fire. Calm exposes who is actually in control. A grounded man will return to reason on his own. An ungrounded one will spiral even louder. Either way, arguing will not save it. Emotional men do not need to be debated. They need space to either self-regulate or it reveals who they actually are. And as strong women, they don't fight chaos. They don't match the energy. They don't beg for understanding. They stay composed, they hold their feminine frame, and they let the behavior speak louder than the actual words. That is not cold. That is just being a little smart. So women, learn that too.
Yeah, I think I would like to see, I like your point about allowing the man to self-regulate. Because sometimes a man is overwhelmed and he does get emotional, right? I think I would also like to see a woman kind of help with those emotions. A lot of times modern women back up, they back away. They don't really like or feel comfortable with the aggression that a man can show when he's emotional. Oh, he makes me feel unsafe. He makes me feel this, and this. Well, if he's making you feel that way, think of how he feels. You know what I mean? And I understand where you're coming from. Fear, a man, big, strong. I get it. But if a man has to learn how to talk to you and to take care of your feelings, well, it's not that bad. It's not that hard. All he has to do is this, and this. Well, maybe all you have to do is all of the things that you just said he has to do for you. Be a support. You want him to do the same thing for you. Now's your chance.
Alright. This is how masculine and feminine polarity work. It is attraction. A man must be always focused on something greater than himself, something greater than his relationships. And then women will be naturally attracted to that. The man goes towards meaning, and the woman goes towards him in the relationship. Women will say a man needs to love women more. That's how a relationship lasts. Well, polarity is attraction. It doesn't mean the man doesn't love the woman. In fact, he can love her 100, 1,000 times more. But he still needs to have something greater to focus on. Something he could work towards. Something he could build. That is always number one, no matter how much he loves who he's with. Because that is what causes a woman to choose him, to be drawn towards him. It represents the highest form of masculinity, and that is self-control. Discipline. It keeps the relationship in harmony. Feminine energy nurtures the bond. Masculine energy gives space for the bond to occur in the first place. You can view it like a planet orbiting the sun. The sun would be purpose, meaning, something more. The planet would be masculine energy, the man orbiting the sun, and the woman, feminine energy, would be the moon orbiting the planet. That is simply how the relationship, how the polarity functions. The planet can love the moon way more than the sun, but the planet must still orbit the sun for things to be in harmony. That's why as a man, look for purpose and direction, because it will give you everything you need, including the love you genuinely desire. Watch my YouTube for more one-on-one calls in the bio. Drizzle.
I decided to become an enemy to the victim mindset, and every high-value woman should do the same. Let me explain. There's always that girl that thinks the world is out to get her. Something goes wrong and she blames the friend, the job, the weather, the man. Every setback is further proof that nothing ever works out for me. And without even realizing it, she starts living her life from this belief, assuming the worst before life even begins to unfold. The victim mindset is a prison that destroys growth. It blinds you from seeing each situation as a learning opportunity. My husband has a saying that goes, I never lose, I either win or I learn. A true queen adopts that mindset. When life hits you hard, you can either choose to stay in that poor me energy, or you can be the protagonist of the story. The girl who learns, evolves, refuses to be defined by her circumstances. A high-value woman has to kill this victim mentality. It steals your softness, it steals your wisdom, it steals your femininity, and it steals the plan God has for you. I want to help you become that high-value queen, that wise, feminine woman who sees life as a blessing and not a curse. Click the link in my bio for access to my program that will bring you back to your God-given femininity.
Women don't seem to understand that men don't thrive under constant criticism. When they're corrected in public, when they're second guessed on every decision they make, when women are nitpicking and micromanaging everything they do at home, and even when they put in effort, their efforts are being dismissed or minimized. That shuts a man down, and he's going to go one of two ways. He's either going to become very quiet and go in his head and just kind of separate, lose the connection with his wife, but continue to coexist with her. Or he'll start seeking that kind of connection and satisfaction outside the marriage. Either way, the couple loses the connection and the love that they felt when they first started. And over time, the relationship gets eroded, and oftentimes there's either infidelity or divorce.
Ladies, let's remember that victimhood and womanhood are not synonymous. Just because you think about yourself as the victim of your story in your life and you've had some things happen to you because you're a woman does not mean that all women think of themselves as victims. Take me, for example, I do not think about myself as a victim of the patriarchy, of systematic oppression, of any of that. I have a very great life. I have been very blessed. And if anything, I have seen my brothers go through more hardships by being black men than I have seen as being a black woman. And that's just my opinion. You are allowed to have your opinion and think that you are oppressed because you are a woman. Some women are oppressed because they're women. That's you. But that doesn't mean every woman has to identify with that. That doesn't mean that all women everywhere are oppressed, whether they think it or not, and women in society in general. Stop speaking for everybody. You can't speak for everybody. You can't speak for women like me. I don't identify with that. So just remember that when you're stating your opinion, it is your opinion, but I also have mine. You can be oppressed by the patriarchy. I'm not. To each their own.
I'm so tired of being disappointed by men. I'm so tired of getting hurt. I'm so tired of men lying and then calling it honesty. I'm so tired of men pretending like they want to be in a relationship with you and literally pretend and act like they are in a relationship with you just for them to turn around weeks later and say they don't want a relationship with you. So what the f were you doing the entire time? Were we playing pretend? How old are we? I thought we stopped playing pretend when we turned like 9. Why are we still doing it? Why are you a little boy in a man's body? Why have you not matured yet? Why do I have to be disappointed and feel like a fool every time? I'm so tired, because from what I've also learned about guys is that they know right away. They know pretty early on if they see it with you or they don't, and they're not going to waste their time if they don't see it, right? And I'm not talking about like just keeping you around, kind of breadcrumbing you just to like be able to get into your pants so that, you know, you go out on a night out so that they can text you at 2 a.m. and you come over. I'm just saying, like, I've gone through enough. I've been through enough that like I know the difference. I can usually spot the difference. I'm talking about guys that are coming over, cooking me dinner, hanging out multiple times a week, going on dates, paying for things. I'm meeting their friends. They're meeting my friends. Like, very much dating, right?
I'm done with most women. Like, why are you on the internet trying to tell me that I shouldn't love my husband? Why are you on the internet telling me to decenter man? Why are you on the internet being up and then trying to recruit me into being with you?
When I first started taking dating seriously, I was hit with a hard truth. I genuinely thought that most men were 6 foot and up. The men are 6 foot and up, right? Like, if you're a guy, you're 6'1", you're 6'2", you're 6 foot. Like, that's normal. Wrong. Wrong. No, they're not 6 foot. The men are 5'8". The men are 5'8", y'all. All of them. They're 5'8". I don't know where I got this idea that the average height of a man is 6 foot, but it's not. No, it's not. I just thought that most of them were. I knew there were short men. I didn't know they were all short men. Because my daddy is 6. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still stumped. I really am still stumped. I just want y'all to know that, because nobody told me.
You've been watching too much TV. Plain and simple. You live in a fantasy land. Somebody in the comments said, where I live, the average man is 6 foot. Maybe because you live by yourself. Maybe you're 6 foot. Maybe you live with a man that's 6 foot and that's the only person that you ever see. But no, not at all. Delusional.
I'm sorry, but I see so many women complaining about their husband, saying, oh, he needs therapy, he needs this. I don't think he needs therapy. I think he needs to find a woman who actually likes him.
If you book me a flight and fly me out, I'm going to be naked on the plane. The flight attendant going to be all like, oh my God, why are you taking off your clothes? Are you okay? Are you hot? Yes, and ready.
And don't you dare call this house talking about what's for dinner. Baby, you coming over here, you eating. Because I'm telling you now, especially with the way the food stamps is questionable, the food in this house for the people that live here. Okay?
With the backpack in the background is crazy. Like, sweetie, go in the room really quickly. Mama needs to talk. Mama needs to take care of some important business. She's sending out the bat signal.
So I got my nails done, and this guy goes, oh, what color did you get? I say red. He goes, oh, for fall? Okay, yeah, exactly for fall. How did you know that? Who have you been with?
Forgot I'm happily married and pregnant for a second there. We're all single at a Jonas Brothers concert, married woman, tanned and shaved, also married with 5 kids. We can do it. Actually shaved my whole body and I'm married with 3 kids. Is it happily if it's not to Joe Jonas? Solid point. I'm married with 3 kids. I'm gonna go to his concert on Saturday with my daughter. Just gotta look my best when in the presence of Joe. Dozens more of comments just like this of other married women encouraging each other to go out and be a
Godly woman does not argue with her husband. She does not nag him. She does not provoke him. She does not embarrass him among other men. Rather, she is the crown of his greatness. She is why other men admire him, respect him. Her reputation among men is the source of his authority among other men. She sets the tone for the house. She creates an environment where success can thrive. She multiplies her husband's earnings. She dedicates herself to making his life better. See, the Bible equates a nagging wife to horrible circumstances, living in the corner of an attic, having a sink that's always dripping, being in the desert with no water. But it equates a godly wife with the most precious of jewels, irreplaceable, the source of a man's greatness, the missing piece to his success. See, this is not a call for women to pick up men's responsibility. This is a call for women to rise up to their highest potential. For behind nearly every great man is an even greater woman.
My friends and I are all dating in our late 30s, and it's like you're either dating an older guy that's divorced with kids or you're dating like a younger guy. And it's so funny to see like these older guys. The overarching feeling I've gotten by watching my friends dating, and have done some myself, is that men haven't necessarily gotten messier. They just like can't hide it as well. A lot of them have kids and ex-wives, and that's never a good situation. Like, I haven't seen one harmonious relationship when there's exes and children involved, but it's never like easy. And at this age, patterns are set. Avoidance shows faster. Emotional unavailability shows faster. These men are hardened, a lot of them, because they are like married and divorced, and that divorce like changed them. Or they're divorced and they now think that this is their time to like be a playboy, which is just really interesting to watch. But it's funny because all of my friends that are married too, like a lot of the men in those relationships, not calling out anyone specifically, just in the general ecosystem, they have a lot of issues too. I don't know. Are men worth it?
Dating over 35, you mean dating over 40. You're 40 out here. You're going to go through this every year. Nobody's going to be good enough. They're really not. Modern women get out here and all they really do is give you an update on what they've been doing. Unsuccessfully. This is great. I love the talk. Do a podcast or a show. but what's actually working? Where are the men at that we want? How do we get to those men? That's what the women want to know. You're not providing any other knowledge that they want to know. Where are they? How do I get to them? Instead of complaining, can you start giving us some tips and pointers on how to get to the men that we want? They can't do it because they don't know how to get to the man that they want. They're not good at it. Period.
I would love to meet somebody organically, but I'm trying to figure out, like, do I give off a certain vibe that says I'm unapproachable? Or is there something I can do to be more approachable? Is it because I'm 40 and above?
No matter what's going on, this is me. And I love being me and I shit to do. So it's not about turning it on or turning it off.
Go to the gym. Go to the gym.
Why does everybody ask me if I'm Latina? Isn't it obvious?
Go to the gym.
When she says, I'm so busy these days, what does that mean?
What do you think it means?
She doesn't want to see him.
That's it. We're all busy. Or not that busy. If we really want to meet somebody this week, we're gonna make time. We sleep 8 hours, we work 60, 70 hours, some significantly less. Can you find 3 hours for a date? Yeah, absolutely. Time is emotion. And it's just a nice form of a rejection that you just have to accept, get more quality dates, and just find somebody who's better for you, somebody who's actually interested in being with you.
Like, I love my tummy, and she doesn't need to be big, but the acceptance of her tummy at whatever size it is, great. It's great to see. But the thing is, the big problem here, and with the question in hand here, is you just see someone who's fat and you look at them and you just immediately assume they don't work out. When in reality, I could probably run past these three ladies on a track right now.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that she said that with a straight face, or the fact that none of the three ladies that she was talking about got up and said, let's go find the track right now and put that to the test. You have people who are delusional in this world, but then there's her. In that video, she also went on to say that she can bench press more than them. That I believe she can do. But when you're talking about running past the three ladies that are in better shape than you, that's just delusion. And again, she said that with a straight face. Like, come on, are we serious? And you can tell they probably just didn't want to hurt her feelings, which is why they didn't say what they really wanted to say.
Women who want men to share more, to open up. Don't interrupt him. When he pauses, count to 30. Most men will come in at about 18, unless you're asking about feelings. Could be 3 days. Don't ever ask a question that isn't worth waiting for the answer. And women start waiting for the answer. And lo and behold, men start talking, which is amazing. He's opening up. Then they have a new complaint. Well, I listened to him for an hour and a half, and then he didn't listen to me. Men show appreciation by take and use. You know they appreciate the listening because they're talking. They know they appreciate the sandwich because they ate it. Women show appreciation by direct reciprocity. I listened to you for 27 minutes. Now you listen to me for 27 minutes. And women are profoundly aware of this. The men will open up and then they'll complain, but they're not listening to me. Well, that's a whole other thing. Get listened to by a man. He's not going to do it in return. He's not built that way.
I can't pay the rent this month.
Can you just do like overtime or something on the weekends?
You want me to work overtime on the weekends?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to go back to work.
Every comment, every thought, every ideology you had and you were going to put in the comments section, you should have towards yourself. Do you feel that feeling? Hold on to it. Hold on to that rage. Hold on to that anger, because that's how men feel every time you open up your mouth. This is a female brain inside a male body, and you just now, just for a fraction of a second, understood what men have to deal with all day, every day. It doesn't feel good, does it? Would you like to feel like that 24/7? Every reasoning, every justification, everything you were going to say to degrade that man, you immediately use to degrade you, because this man is you.
Yep. This is what y'all be doing to men. Some of y'all, not all women, but some of these women, this is what y'all be doing to men. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And then you walk off and you're like, well, figure it out. Well, can you help me out? No, I'm a woman. I'm in my soft girl era, and why would I help a man out? Be a man.
All day, every day, therapist, mother, maid, then a virgin.
What are you doing?
Saying hi.
No, for real. What the f is that, dude?
Oh, my apologies then.
No, that's weird as yo.
Please don't shine the light on me.
No, that's weird as dude.
Is it? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's hella weird.
I'm sorry.
No, that's hella weird.
I'm sorry.
I've never met you. I didn't invite you over here and you just showed up to my house.
My apologies then.
No, that's weird, dude.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, go. What the
Okay.
Like I would have invited you over if I wanted to hang out with you. What the That is wild. That is actually wild. The
I was talking to this old man the other day and I asked him, I said, can you give me one piece of advice when it comes to women? He said, you gotta be the side dude before you can understand how sneaky women really are.
When a man asks you to be his girlfriend, it is not a compliment. It is a trap.
Trap for who? You or him? I gotta stop doing this stuff, man. Like, it's getting out of hand with this stuff. Why can't we get along as men and women? Why is it a trap that a man is asking you to be his girlfriend? What type of stuff is that? Where do y'all be coming from with this stuff? I don't know exactly what's going on. Maybe I'm just out of touch with stuff. And it's crazy because I'm a content creator and I keep up with stuff. But a lot of things I stay away from purposefully so I don't get caught up in a lot of this dumb stuff that y'all do. Because it's madness.
Your father taught you that you're his little princess, didn't he? Yes. He taught you you're perfect, didn't he? He really f***ed you up, didn't he?
Yeah. Thank you, Dad.
Yes.
Love
He
you.
taught you to expect the man in your life to be the same as him. But see, there's only one problem. He didn't have to put up with your because you valued and admired him.
Bingo. He's cooking right now. You actually give that man respect. Period. Well, he's been there for me. I get it. All of that. I understand that. But a man, there ain't nothing that he can do to get your respect. Oh, well, I gave you my body. That I shouldn't have to do nothing else. Nothing else. A man has to pay hundreds of dollars to get the chance or the possibility for that. And you decide still, oh, well, I don't feel like it. What kind of investment is that? The man could do anything and everything for you. And you still decide, maybe not tonight. I don't want to do that. Like, and I understand it because, like, over time, you're not going to want to all the time. You're just not going to feel up to it. Even if you're not, well, she was sick. No, ain't nothing wrong with me. I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. That's it. You're not going to feel like it all the time. When I ask you to do something, you don't feel like it all the time. So I don't feel like doing this. Not that I don't care for you. I just don't feel like doing it right now. But like he was saying, you respect and admire your father. But this man over here, you don't give him that same respect, even though he's done a lot for you in order to get and earn that respect. That's not right.
You're good, right? You're so good. Good. Wow. Yes.
And he didn't have sex with you, so there wasn't the piece of you feeling a sense of control over him. It wasn't something you could give or withhold from him. It would not affect his sense of love with you. So you had no power, so you worked to please him. It made you believe that love is something that should be expected and you could take it away because it was always there from him. And you've taken it away from this man. I'm not defending anything this man has done.
And you can see the look here on his face. Men don't, they understand, well, I can't shy away from accountability. I know I have to take some. But why is it all on me? Why are you making it seem like I'm the only one that's doing something wrong? Why is it that you're never wrong? Why is it okay when you withhold? When you do the things, you say the things that you want to, you do the things that you want to. But when I say, okay, well, I still have feelings too. I still have needs too. My needs don't matter. What kind of who would want to be in a relationship like that? And it unfortunately takes you going, and kudos to you. Kudos to you for going up there, standing up, and being transparent in front of a whole bunch of people. Kudos to you, because a lot of people would get there and they would sit down. They would never say anything. They would just allow that stuff to go on and allow the rifts to continue. They would go on back home and they would blame their husband continually for everything. They would sit in that auditorium, listen to what Tony just said, and then still conclude on the way home, yeah, but that's not my situation. My husband does X, Y, and Z. Compared to my husband, that guy is a saint. He's fantastic. I would give anything to be married to him because at least he would do X, Y, and Z. They don't look at themselves as a problem in a relationship. They just sit there. That was a good conference. Glad we went. That was a good session. Glad we went. But there's not going to be anything changing about these modern women.
I'm going to let you ask the question because you are the initiator, and I'll follow that.
Okay. So what does your initial first date look like with a man?
My initial first date is asking him where he wants to bring me. And daytime, is he a planner? So I will know kind of where he's at and what he has in store and what type of life I would be walking into. So my initial first date would be up to the man. I would not want to be the one planning that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I wasn't saying plan, what type of stuff would you like to do on the first date as far as, are you into?
I want to do what he wants to do.
Oh.
A woman of God looking for a leader, man. I've been talking about this on this channel for a long time, man. There are women out here who have true feminine energy. Women who will love you, care about you, submit to you. Not in a bad way, but they're gonna let you lead. As long as you're being the man that you need to be, there's women out here that will love you, man. There's so many men out here putting up with nothing but BS. Nothing but stress, disrespect, drama. Bro, men out here wanting to kill themselves over not these kind of women in this video, but women in general, right? Over women that tear them down. Nothing but disrespect and masculine energy in their women. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Remember that. Every time you start going out and dating in 2025, remember that, right? He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Finds a wife, not creates a wife. She has to know the Lord Jesus. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, find a woman of God.
Why are there so many dads present at school drop-off? What dad is able to come pick their kid up at 2:30 in the afternoon? Do you work?
Yeah, we work. We're also active participants in our children's lives. Speaking personally, I'm a firefighter. My shifts are 24 hours on and 48 hours off. So every one day I work, I get 2 days off. And on those days off, while my wife goes to work, I'm home to be able to take my kids to school and able to pick them up from school and be an active parent, because that's what fathers do. I know the media and the propaganda would have you believe otherwise, but no, we actually like being out here, being dads and being active in our kids' lives. I know that might be a foreign concept to you, but it is what it is.
I don't even understand this question, to be honest with you. Are you mad that he's at the house? I don't get it. I mean, the man is active in the child's life, which y'all say that men aren't. And then when he is, you make some weird wired. Aren't y'all supposed to be working? I'm adapting and taking care of my responsibilities, instead of applauding that and saying, man, wow, the narrative is that men ain't doing this, that men aren't involved in their children's lives. I see men all around. I see men everywhere. Instead of applauding that, you're asking, why are you guys here? Why are y'all here? Shouldn't you be at work? Be quiet.
I don't know, y'all, but
I think therapy really worked for me, because now I see that it is a lot of bitches in this world, for real. Y'all really be sitting back wanting the nigga to daddy y'all ass. That's not their job. When you in a relationship, you should never feel like you in a relationship with a kid. You got kids of your own, bruh. Like, come on. Am I tripping? Like, y'all really need to tighten up. Like, everybody need to come to the table with something. Everybody, this is like 100% on all ends. The shit y'all be saying be just blowing my mind. Listen, I'm raising 2 boys of my own, and I warn them about hoes like y'all. Every time.
This asking my guy friends trend is dumb as you are lame and dumb. And let me tell y'all why. Because there's already so much controversy when it comes time to having friends of the opposite sex that you dumbass think it's okay to now put your friendships in a compromising position by doing a trend. So, okay, little dumbass, what happened if one of them be like, oh shit, I've been waiting for you, da 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 da, and your boyfriend is like, what the fuck is going on? After seeing some shit like that. Oh no, he just a friend, he be my friend, da da, it ain't nothing like that, but yeah, you're doing these dumbass trends. It makes no sense to me why y'all think everything is so cute and so funny. That is why there are so many issues nowadays when it comes time to dating and relationships and people having trust issues, because you are not loyal at all. At all. You can say that's your friend and you don't tell him, or you got feelings for him or he got feelings for you, but you trying to tell your boyfriend he tripping. Y'all be gaslighting like a... That trend is dumb as hell, and for those of y'all that are doing it, I hope that y'all get the karma that y'all deserve.
What would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband?
I put 10 million.
Why?
Well, because like rich daddy things, like I don't want no brokey.
Content like this is engineered to rage bait you and create controversy. And that's so they can get more views and subscriptions. They literally want you to be upset because that makes them more money. Also, these individuals do not speak for all women, so please, don't let content like this take away from your hopes of a happy relationship.
In my experience, 99.9% of men know within 5 minutes to 2 dates that they're dating their wife. So therefore, if you've been out more than 2 times with a guy, he's already probably put you into either the wife category or the fling category. And therefore, if you say to him, you know, I'd really like to date in a way that's just, you know, smart and efficient, I'd like to take the physical off the table. If he already is thinking you're maybe the person for him, he will have no problem with this. And if he does have a problem with it, he's probably interviewing you for the other position, which is not what we want anyway.
Well, I would also say, you know, I guess it would depend on what you've been doing. How active have you been? You're talking about dating smart and efficient. I agree with that. But I think for a lot of men, they try to figure out, you want to date smart and efficiently now. What have you been doing and with who? That's the next section we need to cover.